who from town. Sufferers only want to know where the next food coming from. Sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food comes. Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running them out, it have a whole set of people don't care what they talking about. A racist is someone living happy and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people in the ghetto catching hell. Now tell them racist sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. Get up early next morning, go down in the 10 days yard. You'll see so much different type of people line up with the ID card. Or visit my village called Talparo, where they ain't get no water for years. People don't know the race, yes they don't know the color. With a bucket sit down shedding tears. No, tell them racist sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. Visit the General Hospital, and I know that you would be shocked to see so much different race of people line up waiting on the dock. Or pay a visit to the AIDS ward, where they ain't find no cure as yet. People don't know the race, yes they can't remember the color. All they know is that they're facing death. Now tell them racist sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. A racist is someone who have something that we want to protect. So they would always keep on talking the race talk till the day of the death. But poor people, we have nothing. Don't know where the next meal coming from. So I want you to go and to tell all them races, suffering makes us one. Now tell them races, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to know where the next food coming from. Sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to know where the next food coming from. Sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate.
Blessing, good afternoon to each and everyone. Welcome to Facts Not Fiction Special Edition as we continue to ask you to step forward and allow your presence to be seen and your voices to be heard as it relates to the current crime situation in our country. I think Kyle Takla Singh will be joining us through phone sometime later on this afternoon in the program. So continue to tune in and continue to share as we ask you to mobilize your area, to talk to your folks within your area, help them to see the seriousness as to what is taking place in your country. And of course, where we will decide and we will take steps to ensure that we are not just another casualty of the situation. So let me first welcome those of you regionally, locally, and internationally. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who dared dead? Who dared dead? That was the sentiment echo by your Prime Minister a while ago. Who dared dead? And to top it off, as he put it, the people of this country stupid. So, who dead, and who ain't dead stupid? Well, I think that the time has come where you must allow the Prime Minister and the rest of his cabinet to understand that you are alive and you are not stupid. You are quite intelligent and you are aware of what is going on within your country. And you know, I think I am lost in relation to the figure, Archie, in relation to where we are in the number of deaths, the number of murders for the year thus far. And the reason why I am lost and cannot keep abreast and stay on track with the figures is because it's no longer a murder once in a while, which is a murder too much, but it appears the evidence and the facts, the statistics will reveal that we are in a very, very bad place at this time in the history of our country. And you, the people of this country, you have to wisen up. You have to understand the category in which the Prime Minister of the country places you. And when the Prime Minister places you at a place that they consider you to be stupid, then you must allow the political directorate to understand that not because you exercise sympathy, it doesn't mean that you are weak. And so I am urging you, Trinidad and Tobago, to now show your strength. Show your strength in numbers. On Saturday the 6th at 12:30 p.m. at the Aranguez Savannah, show this country, show the international country, show the region, the CARICOM heads who came to Rowley Symposium, eat shrimps and drink scotch, slept in fancy hotels with all accommodation out of your taxpayer dollar, and to come back and inform you that they have taken a position to ban, as Stuart Young put it, legal assault rifles. Ban on legal assault weapon coming. Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Minister Stuart Young, contributed to the debate on a motion moved by the Member of Parliament for Barataria San Juan during the sitting of the Parliament yesterday. Energy Minister Stuart Young said there will be a ban on legal assault weapons held by holders of firearms users license. He told the Parliament on Friday that amendment will be made to the Firearms Act to close loopholes pertaining to weapons of war. Speaking in response to a motion of no confidence in Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hinds, Young said the recent concluded CARICOM Crime Symposium was the first step in acknowledgement of the fact that throughout the region, countries are facing violent crime and that it is a public health issue. Coming out of that, it was stated clearly by every practitioner that one of the greatest difficulties that we face here in Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the region, unfortunately, is the influx of illegal arms and ammunition. When I put this statement by Young together, I think Keith Rowley have misrepresented you, the people of the country, when he said that you are stupid. I think what Keith Rowley needed to say then is that the cabinet and we are the stupid individuals in this country. Because while you will have, ladies and gentlemen, your Minister of Energy and Energy Base, who is considered to be the super minister of the PNM, standing and telling you that the greatest challenge that Trinidad and Tobago face is the influx of illegal firearm, one, and that they intend to go after legal firearms, legal firearms holders in this country. So let us deal with the latter first. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, that the same government that now speak into your hearing and telling you that the biggest challenge in the region is the influx of illegal firearm. When throughout the length and breadth, throughout the time span that the government holds on to position, from the inception of 2015, we continue to suffer in Trinidad and Tobago with border security. Border security, ladies and gentlemen, which will deals with the holistic avenue of securing Trinidad and Tobago from any international threat and also to any form of contraband that will come in through our various legal ports of entry and the illegal ports that is unmanned by the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard and the Air Guard respectively, which is not a fault of their own. Point number one, we have seen, ladies and gentlemen, that the fleet of Coast Guard vessels that were operational within 2010-2015, we are learning that the fleet of these vessels are parked up somewhere down in Chagaramas because of a lack of maintenance by the government. We also learn, ladies and gentlemen, that there is vessels that need minor maintenance, such as diesel filters, oil filters, batteries, service to starters, and other minor repairs, that the government took a decision through the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago to park these vessels up, and Stuart Young and Keith Rowley decide to be the salesmen of Trinidad and Tobago in order to procure vessels without procurement for the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. Added to that, when questions were posed to the Prime Minister throughout the questions and answers within the parliamentary system, Keith Rowley tell you, the public, the citizens, and the opposition, that we have entered into a clause of secrecy, and therefore we are binded by that clause, whereby we would not be able to give any further details on these vessels that they purchase and those that they were intended to purchase. As a result of government failure, today our country is unmanned. As we speak, outside forces continue to enter our shores via Miaro, via Moruga, via Mondiablo, via Mahawal, via Palo Seco, via Los Tiro, via Potogandi, all the way down to Chatham, Galfa, which is between Chatham and Cedras, all the way down to the Ikakas, come all the way up from Cedras straight down to Maracas, Las Cuevas. That is what we face. Guns and ammunition, cocaine, marijuana, and other dangerous drugs, dangerous weapons continue to enter into our country by those illegal ports of entry that the Trinidad and Tobago government has no clue as to how to secure you, the citizens of the country. Added to that, the legal ports of entry. We have seen a joint select committee in the parliament where we learned that for months upon months, we were without any scanner operational within the legal ports of entry. When you, ladies and gentlemen, appoint a government into office, one of the first responsibility of any government is safety and security for its citizens, first and foremost. But you have appointed a government that you believe that you can trust, and you believe that the government would have looked out at your interests. But we saw within the legal ports of entry within Trinidad and Tobago that a government failed miserably to ensure that your safety and security is protected by simply having the necessary scanners in place within the legal entry ports of Trinidad and Tobago. When a government fails to protect our borders, and a government fails to protect the national security of the country, my question, ladies and gentlemen, is why this government is still in power. Why this government is still in power? Not only has the government neglected their duty to ensure your safety and your security, but the government has exposed you, the people of the country, to any type of diseases. They has exposed you to every and any form of criminality. I was surprised and went into shock when I heard recently that a number of Pakistanis were detained at the Piako International Airport. The same airport that Rowley stood up on his family day, or whether I choose to call it the pedophile day, because I believe that's the day that those pedophiles go out to scout. Every time the PNM have a family day and you expose your little boys and little girls, the pedophiles is right among the lot. Right there. But Rowley stood up there and speak about Kamala and Kamala sentiments with what he described is not a hoax, it is real, and what money is supposed to come back and what money that they will ensure that you get, which I want to tell you, don't fool yourself, that you get is only a phrase. You have nothing to get. But nevertheless, he stood up and he spoke at length about the United States court and mitigation and all that. But what Rowley did not tell you is that in the same airport that he speaks of on that day, we have had 10 Pakistanis who the authorities declare to be illegal entering the borders of Trinidad and Tobago through a legal port illegal. Now, that is a whole big discussion, because I want to know about the airlines and these individuals that bought their tickets to come to Trinidad and to enter into Trinidad illegally.
While you talking here, 3 people just get shot in Aranguez.
Don't make joke. By police or by criminality?
Well, the video coming down. It looked like by criminals.
Hey boy, you advise us jump on the man, eh?
Try to jump on Saddles. He seem late too.
Watch here. Watch Mato. You seen Mato? Swallow. The punching line.
That is the video. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had, wow, wow, ladies and gentlemen, we had 10 individuals within the airport entering illegal. We don't know if there's bombers. We don't know if they're responsible for the threat with these schools. We don't know if there's rapists. We don't know nothing. What we know is that they are here illegal. Can you explain to me how half of these individuals just vanish into thin air, just disappear? I don't know if it's a Houdini or what, but they just disappear into thin air without a trace. I would like somebody to explain that to me. That is one. So the legal ports of entry, it is where we now understand from the government that many illegal weapons, sophisticated weapons, is now present on the streets of Trinidad and Tobago, where your life, my life, your children's life, and everybody else's life outside of those within the government is at approximately 70% sure to encounter some sort of criminal activity against you, the person.
Now keep on the phone, eh? The one send not tell them.
This video going south. Moroccan. They not spend money on the Moroccan thing.
Watch them up now, the car they turn. You toss your chassis.
Plus then them get do test.
Yeah, touch the pickup one first. Watch here, the pulse out the bar. If touch it, that stay line down here now, no that going.
Finish them?
think it is. And if you feel like show plenty things there, it have plenty more video. I think it had at least 7 killings today. And we talk about that, what just happened in Aram, where's it?
Archie, let me tell you something, brother. I don't know if Trinidad and Tobago wake up yet, you know. I don't know if Trinidad and Tobago wake up, you know, but I will come there just now. Let me finish this discourse. So the legal entries, ladies and gentlemen, in this country, it is in shambles. We have had, well, I think it's on 2 occasions, we heard about confiscated of weapons within 2 areas. One at Piarco and one at a bay somewhere within Couva. And those are questions that we need to ask. Because we saw where the TTPS took away for safekeeping a couple thousand rounds from a firearm user dealer. And actually to date, the police is still short in 500 rounds. Nobody knows.
Yeah, but they was trying to say what they did check wrong.
Actually, nobody knows where that 500 rounds of ammunition gone.
Yeah, but I cannot believe that the first answer the police gave was they made a mistake, they did check wrong. I don't understand that. This is not sweet tea or something you're checking. This is this, I can't understand.
Archie.
And then now they just have no answer.
So it leaves me, I beg the question, Archie, all these hundreds of firearms that is seized by the police, is these firearms accounted for within safekeeping, or these firearms are being sold to criminal gangs on the street?
You see, that is a very good question. That's a very good question because these guns have serial numbers and they can be traced back to the origin of the manufacturer, all the way to who is the owner, who it was sold to, where it was transferred, right? And I just can't understand this thing going. But you know, I doesn't understand. When we see people commit crimes with these big AK-47 and AR-15 rifles, and they seize them and they hold the people, when they interrogate them, they'll ask them, well, where you get that gun from, boy? And then try to plug these holes, do something, but it's like nothing doing. That shooting we watched earlier, their partner, it's like if it's, I don't know why, I don't know what to say why.
Actually, that shooting shocked me. When I see the worth of human life in Trinidad and Tobago at this point, and I am still trying to understand if the people of this country understand the predicament that we are in. Watch this video, Trinidad and Tobago. Look at it. Look at it.
Man lying in food, just so playing a little pool, doing nothing while people walking there and
Watch it, Ale, watch it. Watch. Watch it.
run down the man run under the table, he's shooting under the table, right?
Watch it, Ale.
I forget you don't have a monitor, why?
Now seen it here. I'm my own monitor here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, that is somebody's husband. That is somebody's son. That is somebody's father. That is somebody's provider. That is somebody's family. Not Rowley and Hines own, but there's somebody's family. This is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I am sorry I have to bring it as it is to you and allow you to see the brutal acts, the heinous crimes that is being committed against humanity. And while Stuart Young and Rowley and Hines will tell you about assault rifle and confuffle your brain to have you to believe that is only assault rifle that is killing people in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh. One second.
Hello, good night.
All right, and we're here, folks. Thank you so much. We're linking here. Mr. Roberts, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have Victor Roberts on the line. And to let the good folks know that simultaneously, we are on the two, should I say, platforms here with Gael and all the other platforms. And also, he is doing his program, Facts, Not Fiction, at the same time. So he's linking with us. So the good folks on Facts and Fiction, a pleasant good evening. The Observer is in the house. Good evening to you, Mr. Roberts. I know you have quite a busy schedule leading up to Saturday. The murder toll is 208. There's home invasions, robberies, so much taking place. And you decided to make a move come this Saturday with Citizens Demand Safety and Security March from this Saturday, of course, from Aranguez to Woodford Square in Port of Spain. Please tell us more about this.
And Mikey, thanks for having me. And I want to tell you at the same time, we have now received a video with 3 persons being shot in the Aranguez area. Somebody now sent us that as we speak. And unfortunately, it is the same area that we propose to start this march on Saturday the 6th. And the reason for putting this march together is to give Trinidad and Tobago, the people of this country, every victim, every individual who is affected by crime, give them the opportunity to come out and send a message that we just cannot continue any further with the incompetency, the behavior of those with the responsibility to protect us. Because when we vote a government in office, Mikey, I don't want to go too much political, but we vote a government in office with a mandate, first of all, to protect us. We put a government in office to ensure that our security from external and internal threat is curbed and that we can live in peace and harmony. We have seen in this country where mothers, fathers, children in a designated place that is called a playground. A playground represents the name of the activity that would be taking place there. And this playground, we would have expect it is a place where children and various families will commune and have fun while their parents and their guardian will oversee to ensure that they're safe. And during this process, we have seen where children were executed. And then we will have a minister who will tell us that the intended target was not the child. That is what we heard. We did not hear, Mikey, that they are pursuing the perpetrators with every vigor to ensure that justice come to the people. We hear that they are the target was not a child. I mean, we have mothers falling down, fathers falling down, children falling down. Everybody is being shot at or being shot. And the time has come. From where I sit, I see it as the opportunity to give the country the platform to breathe and to speak out and to send a solid, strong message to the authorities that we are not prepared to live under the conditions that we are living in, because we have made our homes a prison. We have taken every precaution to protect our homes, whether it be with automatic expensive doors with 6 and 12 locks and burglar proof make out of the best iron. And yet while we sleep, we wake up with gunmen in our homes who will invade our privacy, rape our children, rape our wives, beat us, punish us in the worst way, and then they are on the streets looking for the next prey. Trinidad and Tobago have to take that stand.
Let me ask you something here. You mentioned something earlier as far as you don't want to go too much into the politics. And I think sometimes that becomes a very cloudy area for some people. We're talking about 208 murders recorded so far for the year 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That means basically there has been more murders than the days of year so far. Mm-hmm. You're talking about people who are bold enough to jump your wall, and as you've just illustrated all the things that are taking place. But why should it be a challenge to separate anything when in fact it is the politicians who have to tell us whether or not they're making a priority to secure us in our homes, in our schools, as we go about our daily basis? I mean, at the end of the day, it has to be political, because the answers have to come from the politics. Mm-hmm. The politicians are the ones who are responsible for ensuring that we are safe. We, the main stakeholders of this country, the citizens. Do you find sometimes that that's a bit challenging, that to the fact that, it's Victor Robert, we know there's 208 murders, but I don't want to participate because I don't like his politics, as the case may be? How challenging is that?
It's a big challenge, Mikey, because for some reason it seems as though that the
I'm losing you a bit. If you can talk up a bit, I'm losing you there a bit.
All right, Mike, just slow down a little bit. Low me down a little bit. Right, you hear me there now, brother?
A little louder.
You hear me there now?
Yes, now Steve. Go ahead,
Right.
All right, a little louder.
Right, you hear me?
I didn't hear at the beginning.
You hear me there?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Right. So it is a big challenge, Mikey. It's a big challenge, because you see what the politician has done to us is that they have allowed us to divide ourselves by their interpretation of two classes of people in the country, which we class as one party to another party. And until Trinidad and Tobago recognize that the fault of any government, the lack of performance of any government, is what will result in the havoc that is taking place in the society today. So while the challenge is there to get people to understand that politics control their life, because while some people will say they're not involved in politics, to the end of the day, every decision that the politician makes in the parliament affects your life, whether you feel that you are involved or not involved in politics. That is what you have to obey or pay the penalty. So while some may very well say that I'm not in this politics thing, the same politics thing is what controls their everyday movement in this country, and is a lack of the same politician policies that have us living under siege by the criminal element. So people have to wake up, people have to be educated, people have to understand that they have a role in our society, and their role is not just to vote and to allow a government to do as it please. We have to hold them account. And how could we hold them account? Why some people will look at march and protests as something negative. It is the thing that will cause meaningful changes. We have seen because of 1970 that Trinidad and Tobago, meaningful changes and policies were put in place that they could have get a job in the bank. So while people try to tell you that protests and marches doesn't work, if the people come out in their numbers and the people give the government a mandate, I am saying that we have looked at the history and this is what caused changes to come in society. Mikey, you I know for a fact, as an intelligent individual, a researcher, we looked at the outside world and we have seen where president and prime ministers had to step down because the correct amount of individual took to the streets and demand that they go, and they had to go. So people just can't sit down in this country and see that their life is of no value because of what is going on, and sit down in their homes and believe that Mikey, Victor, and a few others must make this sacrifice for us to benefit. This is a holistic problem, and therefore it requires the country to stand up and speak out. The trade union, the church, the NGOs, the business chamber, every organization needs to come out on the 6th and tell the administrator that we just cannot continue as how we going under these conditions, because long time when we hear one get killed it was amazing, but today they are killing us by the 4s and the 3s on a daily basis, and to the end of the day it seems as though the administrator cannot administrate and put any policies to bring some ease to the situation, Mikey.
And so true, but when you talk about when you talk about the fact of what when you talk about the fact of what we've seen in other countries, you have people who say, listen, at the end of the day, I may be aligned politically to whatever party, but they're not saying that they're going to be this party. I don't know if you're getting some feedback there. You want to lower that? Can you hear me better?
Yeah, you're clear.
All right, good. Yeah. For example, someone made a statement as far as what they did in Canada and they stood up and what have you. But these are not people or citizens who are saying that the party defines them or the politics defines them. They are saying that first and foremost, they are patriots and they are citizens and they are entitled and they demand that entitlement, which is theirs. We haven't reached to that social political maturity as yet. So do you believe that we still have some ways to go again before people understand that at the end of the day, you cannot take yourself out of the equation because you have that power to demand those entitlements that is deserving to you?
Correct. And this, go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, my thing is this. We can talk about it. People live it on a daily basis. I keep saying that the morning we get up and we realize that no one died the night before, maybe then we might be shocked. But what we witnessed today, but many people had it on their phones and what have you, and saw the footage. I mean, this was just cold, hard-blooded murder. No one thought twice about stuffing out the life of another individual. So the horse has bolted out of the stable. Come Saturday, gathering there, what will be the main objective and the main goal that needs to be achieved?
So the main goal to achieve on Saturday, Lumedong somebody right, the main goal to achieve on Saturday is to get the figures that we require to come out. And when we come out on Saturday and we goes to Woodford Square is where we will have this consensus as to what is the move forward in order to reduce and to reduce what we are now experiencing. We have a legal team that is involved in this operation. That legal team will guide us as to what is our steps and then the main stakeholders, we will come together, Mikey, and we will put things in place where we will submit to the authorities as to what we would expect, the time frame that we would expect it in, and then if that doesn't work, then we will have to go in to plan B to ensure the safety and security of our citizens is widespread, and our citizens would be able to be safe once again. You see, I don't want to let too much out of the bag as yet, and the reason for that is that today I spoke with the police, and while the application has been approved from the lower rank and file, it is now sitting before the Commissioner of Police, and I hope that by tomorrow morning we would get a word, because I know that it was recommended at the lower level of the TTPS, and now it is before the big boys. And I want to say this without fear and without favor. I know that a high portion of the executive of the TTPS is politically contaminated. So I will wait and see. I say no more on that point, but I will wait and see what will happen tomorrow morning, and then we will know how we stand from there.
Yeah, how this thing feel. Tell us please the logistics as far as meeting point. We know it's from Aranguez to Woodford Square. Exactly what can people look forward to? There are some folks who may not be able to take the long trek. So there is a public meeting that is scheduled once the arrival at, of course, Woodford Square, I believe at 4:30 or 4 o'clock. Please tell us again exactly how this thing has planned out.
Right, so we have some folks who indicated yes that they would not be able to make that walk, and we are asking all those who are not able to walk to go down to Woodford Square for 4:30 and wait for the procession to arrive. Those of us who will be walking, we will be guided by the TTPS as to where we walk, how we walk, and we're going to ensure there's a medical personnel on board with a vehicle that will render any type of assistance in relation to anybody who may be feeling of the ordinary. We also will have the necessary water and so on. All that will be provided, Mikey. What the people needs to do is to come out in the numbers as at Aranguez Savannah for 12:30, because we want to be leaving on time. We want to be leaving at 1 p.m. sharp. So we asking you folks to gather as early as you can. Aranguez is a safe point, and you can come from any part of Trinidad and Tobago and drop out in Aranguez. When you're ready to get back to your home, you will be right in Port of Spain, Citygate, Maxi, buses, taxi, all will be available to take you back to your destiny. So we're asking you to come out in your numbers and let us send that message out. There is also a petition that will be there on that day, and you will be asked to sign that petition. On that day, you will see what it states, what you are signing to, and that will be sent, that will be delivered to the necessary authorities, including the TTPS and other organizations under the arm of national security, to ensure that they get the message and they get exactly what we want to see within the next 14 days in this country, that will help to reduce the crime situation. There are some professionals that is on board, Mikey, and they are the ones that is looking into that document together with some lawyers, and therefore we will be having that document sent out to the designated authority, and we will be acting in 14 days. 14 days. We will not tolerate what is happening in this country in this country to continue to happen under the watchful eyes of the government, the police, and the opposition. Everybody had to get in high gear. The opposition have to get in a higher gear, the police have to get in a high gear, and the government have to get on the driving seat to ensure that safety and security is once again established within the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, Mikey.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roberts. It has been a pleasure, folks. Saturday, May 6th, from Aranguez, meet up at exactly 12 noon or 12:30, but it takes off, of course, at 1 p.m., heads to Woodford Square in Port of Spain, and then the public meeting takes place after around 4:30. So come out in your numbers. Citizens demand safety and security march. I want to thank you so much for taking time out. Any closing comments? Go ahead.
Yes, Mikey, all is invited. We have extend invitation to trade union, to NGO. All is invited, because the crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago is not Victor Roberts and Mikey K problem. It is all of us problem, and in order to fix the problem, all of us must be on board. Thank you for having me, Mikey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that was Victor Roberts, and of course he's doing his
home invasions, murders, illegal guns, robberies. What has happened to our once beloved country? We the citizens demand safety. So join Victor Roberts and thousands of patriotic citizens this Saturday, May 6th, for the TNT Security March from the Aranguez Savannah to Woodford Square, Port of Spain. We will not be collateral damage. Assemble at 12 noon at the Aranguez Savannah. Public meeting begins at 4:30 p.m. in Woodford Square with Victor Roberts and a lineup of dynamic speakers. For more information, call 316-4468.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Observer, Mikey K. Thanks for having us, Mikey. And I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to tune into the Observer as time will permit, as we go along. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, to the end of the day, if the security, the ports of entry that ought to be secured is not secured, then we will have these problems. We spoke of the number of weapons that the government confiscate, the police, a number of weapons. We heard about ammunition that's disappearing. Today as we speak, you will hear that the police service telling you that they are finding Trinidad and Tobago police service ammunition on these murder scenes. You will hear the Trinidad and Tobago police service telling you that they're finding Trinidad and Tobago regiment ammunition on these crime scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, what is wrong with you people?
You know, Victor, you remember when the political leader, the UNC, had spoke about this dome, right? Protecting the borders in all the different ways. Them men actually laugh, boy, and they talk about dome builder and dome operator and
Dome carpenter and dome mason.
Laughing, right? Laughing. And look at what happening today.
Archie,
right?
You know why I am studying right now and looking to progress and do my master's in project management, Archie? You know why I'm doing that, Archie? I am progressing.
Well, they don't need to.
I am progressing into that level of study. You know why? Because I need to educate myself. I need to be educated. I need to be very good at what I do. I need to have a holistic understanding of whatever I do. I need to be able to deliver to the highest standard in whatever I do. I need to have information, Archie. So, Archie, I said all this to say that when you have a team of individuals that is sitting in government and they are uneducated, they are untrained in certain profession, then they would not be able, Archie, to even understand the meaning of a dome. They would not even understand the intricacies as it relates to setting up a strategic border plan that would be able to protect the citizens of the homeland, that will be able to monitor things that coming into your country and things that is going out of your country. To have the
dome. Watch this one now.
And of course, the pièce de resistance. Item number 7. Creating a dome around Trinidad and Tobago. They're going to build a dome. Ladies, you know when you bake a nice cake and you put it in your, whatever you store your cake at home, there's a round thing you just put over it. Or if you're serving food on the table, it comes in silverware. Or if you have a butter in a butter dish, there's a cover that goes, that's a dome. So Kamala and the UNC going to build a dome over us so that no illegals could come in and no virus could come in. They're building a dome. Well, brother, I'm not on Facebook.
You see, the man don't even know the thing that he just put the cake in. You understand? The man, he just lucky to know what is a butter dish. That is what I'm telling you, Archie. The scriptures will tell you, for a lack of knowledge, my people perish. What does that mean? That simply means that if you doesn't have knowledge, Archie, into whatever you are endeavoring to achieve, you will perish, Archie. And that is what is happening with Trinidad and Tobago.
That dome talk, that was almost 2-3 years ago, Roberts. So imagine, just imagine that a UNC government was in place in the 2015-2020. That dome would have been there. And then we would not have been having these killings. People had to wake up, This is not about, they make all kind of excuses. America making gun, all kind of excuse.
Yeah, when they sue America now. Sue America for the killings in Trinidad.
That is a buzzword. They're watching too much CNN and too much American news where they just make a buzzword. Right? They're just making excuse. All this killing taking place. They turn that into a racial thing.
Arch, I just tell you, for a lack of knowledge, my people perish. That is just what is happening here. Because the government lacking in knowledge, Trinidad and Tobago, they are now perishing. And you say the people better wake up. You say the people better wake up. Well, here why I'm saying, Archie. What I do know is that the criminals putting them to sleep. That is what I know. So why are you saying they better wake up? I know that the criminal element putting them to sleep. So let them not take your advice, Archie. Let them not see the condition that they are in, Archie. Let them not see that this government has no vision to protect their lives and livelihood. Because to the end of it all, the criminal element is just as the 1% now, Actually, the 1% is considered to be the minority in the country, but yet considered to be the richest in the country. Not so? The criminal element is considered to be a small percent, but they are controlling the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. The whole, listen to the comparison, The 1% they say is a small elite group of individuals that control the monopoly on wealth in the country. All right? Okay, fair enough. But the criminal element is equal to the equation of the 1%. Because while the criminal element is a small minority compared to population, yet the criminal element have the whole of Trinidad and Tobago under siege. The whole of Trinidad and Tobago under siege as we speak by this group. The criminal element have the government using all kind of idiotic talk. You tell me, a big man like Rowley, let me take back that. Somebody who's supposed to be a big man would stand up and tell this country and trying to link the opposition, because the opposition supposed to vote on a bill, trying to link the opposition by telling you, the population, that the opposition have some hand in the bomb threat that went out against over 20 schools recently. You can understand that?
That is the tactic. They're not dealing with the problem, you know. They're just trying to deflect the problem by talking as such as stupidness, and the problem stays there. And you know what, boy? This gullible population that just go on with that talk. And you know what? The problem still lingering there, right? Partner, study it, you know. 7 people get killed for the day and 3 more just get shoot. And watch, most of the action just take place from now till tonight.
Actually, the Prime Minister in stand up and tell the population that the security forces is working, the cybercrime unit is on it, and we have professionals digging into the source of this threat and so on, and within 24 hours, I am giving the security officers 24 hours to produce on this, because we cannot take or tolerate that type of behavior, that type of interruption, that type of drama, that type of stress, that type of mental strain on the students. So in 24 hours, I want a report. The man stand up and tell her that, you know. The man stand up and tell her, blame the opposition. And all you accept that as a population. So while he tell her, blame the opposition, listen the dotishness. As she said, stupidness. I want to say, listen the dotishness of Keith Rowley. While he telling you that, today he still don't have a clue where the threat came from. Today, how many days after? He still don't have a clue where the threat came from. How many days after? If you know that the opposition was involved, how come the police and lock up no opposition? But no, all you take all Rowley dotish talk, all you take all Rowley hooliganism, all you take all Rowley race talk and make that truth to all your ears. And that's why you say the people of this country stupid and dotish.
Hey, that the man that make email gate, eh?
Yeah.
I ain't say nothing more. I
That
just
is
say
why-
that's the man that make email gate, eh?
That is why you could say that dotish and stupid. Because every dotishness and stupidness that he talk, there's a big cross section of the population who hug it up and say truth. A man tell me the other day, boy, how you could be in that party, boy? You hear what the Prime Minister say, boy? The Prime Minister say the opposition responsible for that bomb threat. You know why I tell you, Archie? I say, well, you more dotish than the Prime Minister. He said, but Victor, you're embarrassing me. I said, no. I say, you embarrassing yourself, me embarrassing you. You have to be more dotish than the Prime Minister to come to tell me that the Prime Minister say, how much lie the Prime Minister tell all you? How much lie the Prime Minister tell all you already? And I'll just swallow it like truth. How much? Welcome, caller.
Good afternoon, Victor.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, man. And good afternoon to the other doctor in the studio there.
Why, caller? We lost him? All right, so we're opening the phone lines. The number to call is 373-5488. We're opening the phone lines. So you can make your calls. I know I'm supposed to touch base with Kyle Taklal Singh on the phone sometime during this period, Archie. If we could get him If you could raise him there, by the time going to be a plus to what we're talking about. But how much time Rowley lied to all you, and all you believe it? Left, right, and center, and all you believe it. So now we hear that the opposition is responsible for the bomb threat, and all you believe that too. Boy, let me tell you something. This man could make all you what he want. This man could make all you what he want. This man will distract all you until all you tired. This man will spin all you in a circle. This man will spin all you until all your clothes fall off. All you naked as all you born. And he tell all you, look, all you have on clothes. And all you watching all your nakedness and saying, yes, we have on clothes. Force some all you dotish in this country. Force some all you dotish in this country. Any prime minister in any other country could stand up and make such a statement that our opposition is responsible for criminal activities and nothing happened. Welcome, caller.
Hello, Mr. Robert.
Yes, Mr. Santa Cruz. How are you?
Yes, all right. So how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Well, I'm listening to a clown who is on TV in around 6:30 now. Who, with arrogance and thing. But sometimes I look to his mother told us, Alan.
Yeah.
And them people who died there, oh gosh, boy. And then there was some shooting. Mr. Roberts, why Fitzgerald? Why did you move that man? First, and Rowley move himself. All Rowley wants to do is to lie to the people and do nothing about it. You're right to tell that man he's more dotish than Rowley. Because this man can't be coming in and blaming the opposition for everything. He said when the partnership was in power, if you cannot do nothing about the crime, they are part of the crime.
Yes.
Now, it seems that this government is part of the crime. That's why they can't do nothing about it.
Correct.
So,
correct. You are right.
Yeah, they have to get rid of it. I will be there on Saturday, because I mean, I'm not living too far from where you're starting your business.
Right.
So I will be there because I definitely have to be in that to make my presence felt.
Thank you, Mr. Santa Cruz.
Williams and them on, but I will join yours. The reason why Andy Williams is arrogant, I don't take it on. But like you, the front, I'll be there.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Have a pleasant night.
Thanks for the call.
Okay.
So the phone lines are open. Call us. Let us hear if you will be with us on Saturday. Let's hear what is your intention, what you intend to do, how much people you're bringing, how much people you're mobilizing, because this is about you, eh? Welcome, caller.
Yes, is this Silver Fox?
The Fox.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I expecting to see you in Trinidad.
Boy, Rowley had to go. Rowley had to go. I watching this date and I up to now me I catch myself yet, I catch myself yet, This is why I don't understand how the people at Trinidad that stupid in truth, What's wrong with the people in Trinidad? Who next? How many more must die? How many more must die because of our stupid government we have in power? How much more must die because Rowley and them don't know what they're doing? Everything. Blame Kamala. Look how much here you is Prime Minister. Stand up as a man and take your licks. Resign. Oh God, Rowley resign and let me get some ease in this country, boy. Rowley is not good for this country. Let me get some ease, boy. You're a human being. A fellow asking me the other day. He said, boy, I feel Rowley is a clone. And I said, why you say that? He said, boy, one man can't be so wicked. He said, one man can't be so wicked, so I must clone him in America and send the bad to phone down here. What wrong with Rowley, boy? And the reason for this, nobody in his party could stand up against him because he make the technique what Rowley use against them, he make all of them do wrong. So if all of them do wrong, the car stand up against him for doing anything wrong too.
Yep.
He outsmart all of them. All of them is his puppets. Only puppets Rowley have. Oh God, people, come out. Come out. We have nothing more to lose. We're dying day by day by the crop. We come like coconut water they pick from tree. People come out, Trinidad and come out. Get out of your house. Get out because they're gonna come for your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Fox. And Fox, you are pleading with the people to stand up for their own safety and security. That is what this is about, you know. This is about your own safety and security. You know that you are not safe where you are. You know that you are not safe in your... When a man and a woman is not safe in their own homes, then by God in heaven, where else can you be safe? That home, which ought to be your sanctuary, that home which ought to be the place that you are feeling so comfortable and safe. Welcome, caller.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Roberts.
Good day, sir.
The march is supposed to take place from Aranguez to Woodford Square, but there are a lot of people along the way who would join in while the march is going on. So it'll be very nice if we know the route. So everybody don't have to start at Aranguez. You understand?
Right, so from the Aranguez Savannah, we're going straight out to the Eastern Main Road, and we will be staying on the Eastern Main Road, straight down to City Gate. Then we will make a right onto Broadway, then a left by Brian and Lara Promenade, and we're going up to the square. Yeah. So it's straight along the east-west, the Eastern Main Road.
Yeah, thank you very much. You and Archie keep up the good work.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your home, and if you are not protected, just imagine the phone lines open, you call and interrupt me anytime. This is your time. You just call and say whatever you have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, your home, where your children, as husband and wife, you will share a bedroom, and you will have your children in another room. Can you imagine the trauma that some of these persons who experience that home invasion? Welcome, caller.
Good night, comrade. Good night, Archie.
Good night, comrade.
And public. Comrade Roberts.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to support you if you could check me out to be assistance, like a little official to pass out a little water and hand out something.
Right.
So if you want assistance, if you can organize it with me, I will come up with you and help out.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much.
So, I think you have all ID with you, right?
Wait, what's the last thing you said? Repeat.
The caller ID. To get the phone number.
Yeah.
Right, so feel free to call me. Right, so when you pass it to this side to go up on that side, you can pick them up. Yes. Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir.
Now, remember Chief Christopher Rowley. Let me show where the criminality and the breakdown and the lack of statesmanship is. That fella don't really know about the PNM history. He joined the PNM as a fella with a mission where he executed today. He don't know about the founding father, the principal, and the party organization structure. And it's a bunch of bandits, right? In the party that hijacked the PNM and they're running away with the treasury. No, people have to understand that when we talk about standing up, is to know that the wealth of the country, the GDP, things like where we'll get medicine, transportation, good roads, employment, and to have a comfortable day that you can go to the grocery, buy some food and eat. That's what you work for. So when you're privacy of a little house, whatever you call home, because you're not comfortable and have a meal with your family or your extended friends. But when that is taken away, that is a dictator. And Fitzgerald Hines had to know, right, that it's time he stopped talking and pushing the narrative of racialism. But as I tell him, Rowley pushing race talk But yet still he take all the East Indian and he put them in the party, and he himself pushing away the African from the party to get them position. So to show you that where they're only pushing a narrative and the supporters suffering, but you see when they based on the history of the PNM, they only give the supporters 5 years. When 5 years reach an election call, they know them, and that's the only time that matters. And we have to tell people right through your life and through the years before election, you have to be comfortable. You have children, they have to have a future. The future means secure, they can walk the road safe. But when the head of the National Security Council ain't know what's going on, it's a nice thing to know that all he knows is how to make a deal. Have a nice night.
Thank you, Kola.
Yeah, the hardworking Kyle Taklal Singh is still in office, so unable to call in at this time.
Okay, good, no problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are in your bedroom with your husband or your wife. Your children is in a separate room because of privacy. And you are suddenly awakened by the screams of your children. And as you burst out of your door, what you can see is 3 armed individuals with or without masks. Can you imagine what those individuals thus far who have been invaded went through? Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, sir.
First time calling.
Thank you, first time caller.
I'm so happy to be on your program tonight. All right, so let me start by saying I am listening to the news and so on, and I'm not hearing person really dealing with certain issues that deals with national security. Now, why am I saying that? I am a part of the services, and I am saying the services could do better, right? But because of mismanagement, the service is not performing to its high level, right? Also, another thing I want to touch on as well for your viewers is this FUL thing, this FUL situation. Now, when you are issued a FUL, you get 1 firearm, right?
Right.
Now, because of the whole back and this issue with they're not issuing any firearm and those kind of stuff, the persons who have the 1 firearm, when you use this firearm now to defend yourself from persons trying to harm you or your family, when this investigation takes place and they take your firearm, you have to wait years, months to get back that firearm, right?
Wow.
For you to protect your family or friends or whatever it may be. So what I'm saying is, what is the sense of getting 1 firearm? And in case, if you have to defend yourself, you have to be ducking and hiding after that because you don't have a next firearm or any other form of defense in case if person decides to come back at you. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes, of course, of course.
This is an issue people are not touching on because they are persons with firearm in situations where crime is being taken place and don't want to discharge their weapon because they are afraid that here going on. If I use my firearm, they're going to take my firearm and they're going to take years to get back my firearm and these people will come back at me. Right? And I do have nothing to defend myself in any situation. So this is one of the most important things that happening with persons with firearm. That we're not touching on. I'm not hearing that in the whole interim when it comes to FUL and issuing and those kind of stuff. Which Gary Gifford was doing a great job by issuing a first issue and getting a variation so that it will assist you in case you have to deal with a matter that arises, that you will have something else to cover yourself.
Right.
All right, sir. You have a good day.
Thanks for your contribution, caller. And actually, I think it spells out clearly what the caller is saying. The caller is basically saying that when you are issued with a firearm, a FUL, and you buy your firearm, if you are to discharge your firearm in any circumstances that warrants an investigation, what he is saying is that your firearm is then seized by the TTPS, and is until that investigation complete, you have to go, and whether you have to reapply to get it or what process you have to go through to get it. That is one. He is also saying that FUL holders, people with firearm, may very well be in a store or in a supermarket. When a crime is committed and they are hesitant to draw their licensed firearm and use it, simply because the process is after that, there would be an investigation where your firearm would be seized pending the outcome of that investigation. And I know for a fact that they look at you that discharge your firearm in that situation even worse than the bandit who had the firearm, because they want to see if you was negligible in the way in which you discharge your firearm, if somebody else get hit as a result of the bullet negotiate from point A to point B. So I understand clearly what the caller is saying, and this is something I will have to take up with my lawyers for them to look into it and see what can be done.
It looks as though that is something you might have to take up when you get rid of this government. Everything have to fix. But you know, that caller really throw a good point there, you know. This third world behavior, where they take long to do something. If they seize your car, they have to keep it year to year. Tell me something. What's so hard to give you that approval for that march? That going in about 5 days. Will you telling me? They had to call a big conference, they had to do an investigation, they had to go up on Mars, they had to do something. Tell me, what does take these third world people so long to say, yes, he could march, no, he can't march? Tell me.
Actually, that application going in today would make it. Today's what? Wednesday? We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That application inside 7 days now. The law, the Summary Offences Act tells you that 14 days, but not less than 48 hours. The 14th date would have been the Saturday where the police administration building would not be working to the public. So we had to wait until the Monday, which will put us in a place where it's 10 days from the date to the march. So that application is inside there, 7 days sitting already. But I say no more because I know that the attorneys is dealing with it in a particular way. So I will say no more on it for now. But you are right.
Yes, but you just tell me some more third world dotishness about you have to wait for the next working day. But we online, the whole world online.
Yeah.
You could apply for something in America. You could buy something in America and get it one time, delivered, download. I don't understand this third world dotishness where you have to wait so long, because what if they don't give you permission tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday, right? What if they don't give you it Friday? The march is Saturday. This thing looking like deja vu, you know. And I feel you need to go through with this thing where you sue the Attorney General for that archaic law where you have to get permission from the people you marching against. You have to get permission from them. That is real dotish, third world, backward nonsense, you know. It have men will go up on Mars and lime and come back Earth before you get a police permission and before they could lock up any PNM person, you know.
Well, that part is before the court, but let me give you some more dotishness. Listen this. I went to drop the application Friday, which would have been the 15th day. And I was advised that, look, Mr. Roberts, you can drop the application today being the 15th day, but there is no guarantee that it will be treated with because you are outside of the law, because the law states not more than 14 days, but not less than 48 hours. So the 15th day, which was the Friday actually, I would have been acting outside of the law. by dropping the application, and as a result, they had no legal duty to deal with it. So I just showing you how more dotishness would occur.
Boy, I feeling to say that sometimes these things have a strong political smell in it, you know. Right? Where some politician just telling them delay, hold back, say some stupidness. And they don't care whether they break the law and you sue them, you know, because they not that money not coming out of their pocket.
Correct.
Right? Boy, Justice, what is his name? Justice, the justice who say time for police to start paying from their pocket for their own dotish decisions. Frank C. Prasad. Right? The judge is absolutely correct. Taxpayers have to stop paying for these wrong decisions that these people deliberately and politically motivated decisions, and they don't care because they don't pay and taxpayers paying.
Actually, anywhere you drop a document now, let me put it clearer. Anywhere I drop a document, Victor Roberts apply for this. You know, is the first thing, the question I get in?
If it's political.
If it's no, more than that. If this is a UNC match.
A UNC match.
That is if anywhere, whether it's in the corporation, city, first question.
Yes.
You seeing Victor Roberts on an application. But the first question that you asking me, this is a UNC match or a private match? It begs you to tell those individuals, if that, like Morgan Job, all your dotish, pig-headed, bankrupt, idiotic. You know, Morgan Job had a repertoire of words to describe idiotic behavior. Because if I drop a document marked Victor Roberts applying for a car, what you telling me? But if it's UNC applying for a car, so I is Mr. UNC then. I just showing you how the more dotishness has piled up.
Boy, sometimes I want to feel the UNC people more dotish because we just sit down and take that in.
Well, actually, mean taking that the courts is there. While I know the courts is politicized at a certain level, the courts is there, and Victor Roberts never afraid to use the courts, and the attorneys that represent me, they ain't afraid the court at all. They ain't afraid the court. And I say no more because you might hear some more court action coming very soon, but I say no more. So the point I was making, ladies and gentlemen, is that you are in your home sleeping, and you hear the scream of your daughter scream out. As a father, you will rush to that room, and when you rush to that room, you meet 3 gunmen, and they're telling you that this is a home invasion. How would you react to that situation? And while you're thinking about how you would react, I want you to think about the persons who have experienced that. While you're thinking how you will respond, I want you to think about the persons who experienced that. Now I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say it deliberately. I remember a certain lady who spoke of her home being invaded while her mother was home and she was not home. Will you remember that? And how that lady cried like a baby on social and all the media houses. How she wept, even though she was not there, but her mother experienced it. And I asked the question, when we call the March for Democracy, we call a march to stand up for democracy and not the mockery by this government. None of those individuals respond. None of them responded. And I asked the question, ma'am, how you feel? And I want to ask you, Trinidad and Tobago, how you will feel when it reach home by your doorstep and you bust the door and see 3 gunmen taking turns in raping your family. How would you feel? How would you react? I could tell you how we will react, because that is the point that you cannot react. Here you have an opportunity to react before it reach on your doorstep, before it reach home at your door. You have the opportunity to come out on the 6th. Before you hear your daughter screaming in the next room, you have the opportunity to come out on the 6th. Before you feel that burning sensation, before your life leave your body, you have the opportunity to come out and react on the 6th. Before that bullet hit your wife, your son, your mother, or your father, you have the opportunity to come out on the 6th and show the world that you would be a part of reducing the standing of Trinidad and Tobago as being number 6 in the world in criminality. You must react and show the CARICOM heads of government who came on what I consider as a puppy show run with your taxpayer money, that you are dissatisfied with all the talks for that 2 days. They eat, drink, sleep, and everything else, and then tell you that in order to protect you, we're going to ban assault rifles, legal assault rifles. What height of dotishness, what epitome of idiotism, that heads of government will sit down and formulate. Every illegal gun is a problem in Trinidad and Tobago. How many murders we have from legal firearms? But Stuart Young telling you that we're going to ban legal assault weapons and try to dramatize it by telling you that those are weapons of war. The war in Trinidad and Tobago is the government is at war with the citizens.
If I tell you it had 2 more shooting now in Sawa, 2 just shot in Sawa on William Street.
You hear that? 3 just now, 2 more just shot in Sawa on William Street. The burning sensation before you become the next statistic. You have the opportunity to come out on Saturday, the 6th of May. Saturday, the 6th of May, it is the same number that we are in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah.
Like they pick up Shami and Suri like he shoot in the foot.
Should he no, he have shoot in the chest.
I never.
Tell me what now, boy partner.
That is the burning sensation I'm talking about.
So you doing a little 1 or 1.5 show here, and it had 5 people get shoot, right? And 7 killed for the day.
So 7 killed for the day, and 5 get shoot. So like 12 persons just talking about Archie. 12 gun related. And all they could tell us is that they are going to ban legal firearm, legal assault rifle, because it is weapons of war. The war is the government against the citizens of the country. The war is the government have no plan to protect you. The war is the government cannot keep you safe. The war is the government is affiliated with criminal entities. The war is, ladies and gentlemen, the corrupt politicians that sit down in the parliament and pretend that they are saints. That is where the war lies. Welcome, caller.
Good evening, sir.
Good afternoon, caller.
Yes, sir. You ever hear about people who went to hunt or who go to hunt and they get shoot, but not by another gunman with legal gun, not by legal hunters, and they get shoot?
Yeah.
Right. I want to go in the forest and learn how that has happened.
You want to? Say again?
Go in the forest and learn to see how that has happened. How not a man who hunting gets shoot.
Well, then it had to be by a trap gun.
Well, you hear what I'm talking? You understand what I say? Put that in your house.
Thank you, caller. This is the reality, ladies and gentlemen. A government who telling you to solve the problem that they have to ban legal firearms to solve the problem. What dotishness is this? What height of stupidity is this? They're going to ban legal firearms to solve the illegal firearm problem. You see how dotish these people really are?
Yeah.
Actually, what they're going to do? Straight down, look at here. Look at here. We're going after legal firearms. People with FUL who have assault rifles. So they're banning legal firearms to take care of the job of illegal firearms. So when you ban legal firearms, the illegal firearm will stop kill people. All your bunch of idiots that sit down in government. All your bunch of idiots that sit in government. And all you talking this dotishness to the country, and not one media house, not one television house will stand up and tell all you what pack of hogwash are they talking. So all they're going and ban legal firearms, legal assault rifle. But the criminals, hey, watch now. You know, I really now see how dotish these people really are, boy. Actually, I talking, and I now seeing why people just take so long to wake up, you know. I now seeing because watch, I now seeing a clear picture before me as to how dotish this government people operates and why the crime situation is out of control. So they're going to ban all the legal assault rifles and all the illegal killing with illegal assault rifles will come to an end. All you pack of idiots. That is what they're telling Trinidad and Tobago. That is what they're telling we. Ladies and gentlemen, the 6. Why the 6? Well, let me tell you what just come to me. Actually, it's probably the 6 is the day because we represent number 6 in the world in criminality. You understand what I say, Archie?
Well, you better move it up to the Monday because we must be first by now. Because the amount of killing since that statistic came out, that's 6th. The amount of crime going on in Trinidad, I wouldn't be surprised if we rise to number 1 in the world.
This is a serious situation. A little iota, a little dot of a country that we call Trinidad and Tobago. is lining up with all the big country that could swallow you up 60 times. And we is number 6 in the world. Number 6 in the world. So what you have to do is to come out on the 6th and let us change that evil vibes that your prime minister who boasts of Lekito perpetrate against another prime minister. And it seems as though that today the vengeance is falling on you, the citizens of this country. You have the opportunity to come out on May 6th, which is this Saturday, at the Arangwell Savannah at 12:30 p.m. or before, and let us start the journey down to Woodford Square, sending that signal and our intention of being dissatisfied with the crime statistics and the level of criminality in our country, and we intend to do something about it. Here is where I will have to leave it tonight. But I am saying, look forward to me being here again tomorrow night, Archie. Look forward to me being here again tomorrow night.
I hope you could come with your permit to march.
Well, I think I'll be coming to bring that good news. Look forward for tomorrow night at 6:30 as we continue our discourse in the build-up to change the statistics of Trinidad being number 6 in the world, and to reduce and to bring some level of sanity back to our country, where our citizens, our mother, our father, our brother, our sister, our husband, our wife will have ease with the amount of bloodshed and the invading of our homes in this country. May you continue to be safe. God bless you. Thank you, Archie, for your assistance. Thank you, Alan Karim, for whatever video you have sent for us today. Stay strong. We will be back tomorrow at 6:30. Good night.
Home invasions, murders, illegal guns, robberies. What has happened to our once beloved country? We the citizens demand safety. So join Victor Roberts and thousands of patriotic citizens this Saturday, May 6th, for the TNT Security March from the Arangwell Savannah to Woodford Square, Port of Spain. We will not be collateral damage. Assemble at 12 noon at the Arangwell Savannah. Public meeting begins at 4:30 p.m. in Woodford Square with Victor Roberts and a lineup of dynamic speakers. For more information, call 316-4468.